This is the fourth session of part third. The Skand third is quite big, and if you would have seen the Bhagavad shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita, you might have seen that the third skand consists of a lot of shloks. That's why we are currently on the third skanda only. And usually, what I do is during the storytelling, I mix third and fourth skanda, and because most of the things are interconnected and interrelated. So when we have heard a story, then I skip that, and I usually combine the stories so that it's easier for us to gauge also. So I'll begin with the recapping of the session so that most of us who have not attended, it could be good for us. And it was on, I think, 29th December, we did our last session. So just a quick recap for you all. So, first of all, in the first skand, I talked about the eras and what are Puranas and about Mahabharat Yudh, then about Bhishma Pitama and how he attained the Lord's feet. Then I talked about how Ashwathama, uh, about yes, how Ashwathama story also. Then I talked about Parikshit's story and how he was attacked by the weapon, and then how he was saved by the boon by Sri Hari Vishnu. Then I talked about the conversation between Dharma and Dharti. So it is an indication that dharma has four legs, and in every yug the legs are reducing, and now during the Kali Yug only one leg is there, and Dharti is also suffering. We also discussed that after the Mahabharat Yuddha, how Yudhishthir came and how he ruled over the country a lot of for a lot of years, and then Parikshit came along, and during that, before just the arrival of Parikshit, Vishnu ji left the abode, the Dharti, and the Kalyug arrived. As soon as he left the earth, Kalyug started, and it started its effects on everyone, and everyone was sad and in grief. Also, Kalyug is said to be the Shudra. So he always attacks the weak people, and he is feared by the strong. So today also in a lot of in our surroundings there are people who attack the weak ones, and when they are actually faced by the justice or the people who are stronger than them, and they run away. So in similar manner, Kalyug was also chased away. Kali was chased away, not Yug. Kali was chased away by Parikshit, and then he asked Parikshit for forgiveness. So he said that you should not come in my surroundings, in where the country I rule. You cannot come there, and you could reside on the four things up in the calm and in calm, in wealth, and in all that four things you can reside. Rest you cannot come to our territory. So he agreed upon that. Then I talked about how Parikshit was cursed by the Rishi's son because Kali Yuga was on his head. It's said that Parikshit, when he went to for in the forest, he went for hunting, and he was extremely hungry and tired and thirsty. And in that, he the effect of Kali Yuga came on him, and he tied the meditating Rishi. If you remember, I'm just recapping it for you all. He tried to uh, tie the rope like a snake on the neck of the rishi who was meditating, because he thought that he was not being welcomed by the rishi. Rishi Muni was meditating, so how can he know that Parikshit has arrived? So due to that, the rishi's son um, gives curse to Parikshit that now you will be also killed in 7 days by Takshak snake. So when he understands that Takshak would be killing him in 7 days span, so he tries to gather all the knowledge and goes to the holy feet of Sri Hari Vishnu. And then he asks the sages and everyone that how can I, what should I do before my death? What are the steps that one should follow before one's death? So he is told by sages that you should uh, read and you should follow the path of bhakti and follow the you know, path of Sri Hari Vishnu. So, in that, when the sages are giving him all this knowledge about Bhagavatam, Shuk Muni comes. So, Shuka Muni is the son of Krishna Dvaipanya Ved Vyas, and he starts to tell the story. So, now this is the conversation what we are discussing between Shuk Muni and uh, Parikshit. So in that also we covered a lot of stuff, a lot of stories were covered. So Shukmuni explains him about Vishnu, then his Virat Swarup, then all the lokas were discussed that his that earth is the whole world is actually Vishnu and Vishnu and if the world is resides inside Sri Hari Vishnu. So then the story consists of Narad. After that, Narad Muni comes and Narad Muni tells about the stories of Lord Vishnu and how he is great. So everyone is praising and everyone is telling the characteristics and qualities of Lord Vishnu and how he is the only truth and we should be in his lotus feet, and that's the only thing that we should do. All this Maya and is for distraction. The ultimate abode is the lotus feet of Sri Hari Vishnu. In this book, there are multiple instances of his whole structure. First, Narad Muni tells about his structure that he wears Pitambar Rastra and has Kaustubh Mani and he lies on the Sheshnag. Then Virat Swarup is explained. Then Brahmaji also explains through Narad Muni. So this you can imagine that everyone is being seated along with Parikshit and Shuk Muni and they are conversing. And Shuk Muni when he is conversing, he is telling all these things. Narad Muni also arrives and he tells the story about Vishnuji. Then we go ahead. Now, Shukmuni is telling about Vidur. So, in the last session only, I told about Vidur that he was during the Draupadi's instance, during the Cheer Haran of Draupadi, when she was saved by the Vishnu, Lord Vishnu himself. Vidur is upset with the Kauravas and he tells them that you shouldn't have done that. And then comes the Vidur Niti that he is telling to Dhritarashtra that you should side towards justice. And this, what has been done today, it's a ghastly act and the doer should be punished. So he's telling Dhritarashtra that, and then Duryodhan listens to him, and then Duryodhan is very angry, and he's being upset that how dare you tell this to my father, and in that way he insults Vidur and he throws him out of the Gajashwaya and the whole kingdom. So Vidur being upset, and this is happening before the Yuddha. So Vidur leaves the place, the palace, before Yudh itself, and he travels across whole of the country, and he visits the places where Krishna's pastimes are there, the teats of Krishna. So he is visiting one by one every place, and now what we are doing is we are discussing about Vidur and his conversations with Uddhav and Maitreya. So I'll share the slides with you. I hope you all are with me, you're listening, and my words are being clear to you all. Yeah, amazing. So this we all discussed about all the things about Shukmuni and Parikshit's conversation. Then we also talked about Brahmaji when Narad Muni comes to the discussion. He tells about all the stories. I also talked about the Gajendra story of Gajendra. Now, this I we are on this topic, Draupadi, Vidur Niti, and story of Vidur. So, Vidur is moving to the whole of the country and he is visiting the places. During that, he is met by Uddhav and Maitreya. The Maitreya comes after duration, after some time. So Uddhav meets Vidur, and Vidur is extremely happy to see him because what is happening, we didn't have any con- communication, and he is not knowing that what has happened after he left the palace. He knows this that Krishna was with Uddhav and Maitreya. So he is very happy to see Uddhav and he greets Uddhav that how is everyone and what has happened to everyone, what's going on, and please tell me about everyone. So when Vidur is meeting Uddhav, at that time the war has Mahabharata has been completed, and everyone Parikshit is born, and at that time Uddhav tells that what should I tell you? A lot has happened, and the person he's in grief because Krishna has left the earth, and now Kali Yuga has arrived, and he is telling that how can I? Tells Uddhav affectionately that how are you? So Uddhav replies that how can I speak about our welfare? Our houses have lost their prosperity. I'm quoting few things from the book itself so that you could be getting a better understanding. So uh, he's telling that Krishna was like the sun and it has set, and now we are no more with him, and that's the worst thing that could happen. Then he tells about the war that has happened, Vidur, and he's extremely sad, Vidur. He also tells that how Yaduvanshis killed each other by after drinking alcohol. So that will I'll also explain it in more detail in few minutes. Then he's telling Vidur everything, and now Vidur is also sad and he is telling that okay, this has happened. So Uddhav tells Vidur that when I was with Lord Krishna, he told me to tell you the knowledge. So the knowledge was imparted to Uddhav and Maitreya directly from Lord Vishnu, and so this is the art of Shruti. So if you have, I'm just setting aside from the topic a little bit, you might have known the Guru Shishya Parampara. So everything is by Shravan Vidya. So all the gurus are passing out the knowledge to their shishyas through Shravan Vidya only, and they are listening. So I have told you in the beginning chapters that Krishna Dvaipana Vedvas he also told that to Urgashrava, and then he told to Sutta, and then Sutta is telling the story of Vedas to everyone. So in similar manner, when Krishna understands that the whole set of knowledge and intellect that I have to share, it should be passed on to everyone. So therefore, he shares it to Uddhav and Maitreya, and now Uddhav and Maitreya will tell the story to Vidur, and this whole scenario, this whole scene between Uddhav and Vidur is being told by Shuka Muni, who is the son of Vedvyas. I hope you got the whole understanding what is happening here. So this whole conversation of all the stories is going on between Parikshit and Shukmuni, and it's talking about Vidur and Maitreya's conversation. So now Uddhav is praising Lord Vishnu. So every time when a conversation is happening, we are getting to know more about Lord Vishnu and how to uh, go and devote ourselves to him, and why we should devote ourselves to him, and why we should not be caught up in the cycle of Maya, and we are getting more and more as I am actually reading through the book and I am making notes. I am more get building my belief and trust that he is the only one, and he is actually the truth. And why sometimes while I reading, I feel why I'm doing this, why I'm going to office, and why I'm doing all the daily stuff. I should start with bhakti. So the Bhagavat, actually Bhagavat Puran Bhagavatam convinces us to worship him, convinces us to go and devote ourselves to him in whatever manner we want to do. I hope we all are more, whoever is listening right now, all the members, we also are more inclined towards him after listening to this more and more. So now Uddhav is talking about Krishna's beginning. So what is happening? He is telling the story to Vidur that he has finally left us and we are extremely sad. Now he is telling about him that he who was uh, dedicated to his bhakts, he who did so much, and he had infinite valor, and he was born with Devki and Vasudev in the jail. Now he was not actually, he was with infinite valor, but at that time he found himself incapable, and then he was sent to the nun's house for the protection. Then we are going ahead in the life of Krishna. So he is telling that he was sent to Mathura. Then he got enmity with Shishupal, and how he ended Shishupal with his 101st sin. He was ended by Shishupal. Then how he mm, was revered by the gopis, and he was the king of the gopis and Gopal. So he is the original OG Gopal. And then how he convinces everyone to worship that is the Godhan, and how to worship the Govardhan Parvat. And in turn, Indra is angry. So I'll just change the, yeah. So we are at Shishupal, and then also about Putana. So he is just revising everything, that how Putana came in the form of a crane. I also didn't know that. So a female crane, and she had poison in her, and how she was transformed, and her curse was released by Lord Krishna. Then how he ended Kansa's rule, how he protected the member people from the poison of Kalia who was there in the lake. Then about the Govardhan, that he insisted everyone to worship the Godhan that was responsible, that is our cows. And in turn, Indra was angry, and he rained the whole Vraj. Then he was protected by Lord Krishna through the Govardhan Parvat. After that, he is also told about the Sandipani. He gained the knowledge in Ujjain in Sandipani ashram. So most of you who might have visited Ujjain do, and you are planning to visit Ujjain, yeah, go also to visit the Sandipani ashram. It's beautiful there, and ashram actually has all the cows, and it's a goshala also there, and it's beautifully maintained by the Madhya Pradesh government, Sandipani ashram. So he gains his knowledge through Rishi Sandipani, and Sandipani's son was captured by Panchajana. Panchajana is a Rakshas. So he is protected, and Panchajana is killed by Krishna, and he saves Sandipani's son. So I'm just telling about the life story of Krishna. Uddhav is telling this to Vidur. So actually, it's going on third person, that he who did this, he who killed Kalya, he who saved people through Govardhan Parvat, he who killed Panchajana and saved his rishis, his guru's son. That that is such an amazing person, like that. So we are praising Lord Vishnu. I'm just telling it through the story. Then comes the story of Rukmini, that how he elopes with Rukmini, and how is uh, he did the Swayamvar with Rukmini, and she was the one. She is the Lakshmi avatar. After that, about Satyabhama, how marries Satyabhama, and the Satyabhama's son is Narkasur, and how he kills Narkasur and all the 16,000 women who were in his कैद में थी जो he releases everyone and all of them, and they are simultaneously married to him, Lord Krishna. Then also it tells about who kills the Shambhara, Mura. There are all the devils, demons, asuras, basically. Dantavakra. All those are killed by Krishna. Then the story of Duryodhan that I told you in the second skand. Then about the Parikshit, that Parikshit is now the Puru lineage is now uh, extended through Parikshit and his sons. Then also he talks about the Yadus versus Bhojas. I told you that Yadus and Bhojas were talking, and they were sitting and they were talking, and some kind of commotion happened, some argument happened, and they started fighting. And because they drank the Varuni, so Varuni literally, these are the shlokas, so we are translating this into English and Hindi. So Varuni here is considered as alcohol. So it tells that their eyes were red and they started fighting and they killed each other. So it's said that in the I'll share the direct words for you. It's said that having they ate and drank Varuni, and they were deprived of their senses, and they um, killed each other. So like that. Then listening to all this, viewing all this, Krishna arrives at the Saraswati river and he sits down. And sometimes it's written Saraswati river, and some in some locations it's written Yamuna. So I'm just telling the translations what is going on here. So Krishna sits in Padmasan on the banks of Saraswati river, and he then I'll share the direct text. So the beloved Lord is seated alone thinking, and the one who is Shri's abode, that is Vaikuntha, finds found the shelter near the Saraswati, and his clear and beautiful complexion was dark. His eyes, red like rising sun, were tranquil. He could be recognized because of his yellow garments. And at that time, so he is listening to the what happened with Yadus. Krishna is sad and he's sitting at the banks of Saraswati river. And at that time, Maitreya comes to Lord Krishna. So from here our story starts. I hope you're all with me. Just take a photo break. You can ask me questions. Are you all with me? All right. Putna, yes, crane. Uh, it's written here. I'll share you the. Putna is in the form of crane. Okay, yeah, crane was Bakasur. But here, yes, crane was Bakasur also. But here, Putna is in the form of a female crane. It's written here. I'm just translating the text. So I'll research more about it. That what is the usually the shlokas are being translated. So there are different meanings with inclined with every shlok. So most of the times we are getting two different kinds of meaning. So I think that's what is happening here. So any other question? I hope you all are with me. All right. Yeah. So now Maitreya arrived, and he's there sitting with Lord Krishna, and then Krishna tells him that whatever I am telling you, with whatever knowledge I am giving to you, you please transfer it to Vidur, and you tell him each and everything, and he will be the uh, next uh, storyteller to everyone. So like that, it's going on, and meanwhile the story is going on. Uddhav and Vidur are talking, and Maitreya comes there. So now the conversation will be there between um, Maitreya and Vidur. So what Maitreya tells the Krishna that, yeah, I told that Krishna ji is sitting in the banks of Saraswati river, and Maitreya comes to him, and then he tells him that, Lord, whatever you gave the knowledge to Brahmaji, you please tell it to me. Whichever knowledge, the supreme knowledge that is referred to as Bhagavata, you should please tell this to me. Tell your Virat Purush Roop to me, and everything that is the knowledge of the universe. Please let me know. So, because of the Maya, our minds are confused, and but your own Atman is the supreme knowledge. So, please tell me everything that you told Brahmaji in detail. So, then it starts. Though Vishnu ji, I am telling the exact text. The lotus-eyed one instructed me that is Maitreya, about the supreme state of his Atman. I worshipped the tirthas of his feet, and I studied the truth of Atman. And now this truth will be transferred to Vidur. So Uddhav, Maitreya, and Vidur are sitting. So Uddhav replies, for the truth, you must certainly worship the Rishi Maitreya, and he will tell you everything. He is the actual uh, gainer of the knowledge by Lord Krishna. So then Maitreya tells that Uddhav is not inferior to me in any way. Both of us were given the same amount of knowledge. Now Maitreya ka conversation starts. So Vidur is asking a lot of questions, and now because the knowledge will be transferred to Vidur, he is asking a lot of questions, and I'll just share that because I am not in that capacity to explain such amount of vast knowledge that's written here. So I'll give you the exact reading. So Vidu tells that asks that please tell us the auspicious accounts of the one whose deeds are like deeds, matlab Krishna ji, and tell us about all his deeds and for the great welfare of the mankind. So he says that he is the seer, he is the lord of everything that can be seen, but at that time he saw nothing. That means universe was being created. He thought of himself as someone who was non-existent. So now we are going towards the knowledge part, that the beginning of the universe. He thought of himself, that is Lord Vishnu, as someone who was non-existent. His strength was asleep, but his sight was not. He is the one who sees perfectly. He is the power behind cause and effect. Then the power behind cause and effect is named as the Maya, and Lord used this Maya to create everything. Then, through the progress of time, Krishna characterizes the gunas with Maya. Purush is his own part, and uh, that is the seed through which everything will be created. Then the urge. with the urge of time, Mahat Tattva was created. I told you about Mahat Tattva earlier as well. Would you like me to explain it in 1 minute again to you all? Please let me know. Yeah, all right. So, are you able to see my screen, everyone? You can zoom in. I'll zoom in for you. So, Mahat is the great or the intellect or materialistic ego. महत से क्रिएट होता है इंटेलेक्ट ईगो और माइंड सो ईगो इज द अहंकार सो महत क्रिएटेड ईगो मैं मेरा माइंड then its primary function is to generate the sense of ahankar so the first thing that was created was mahat that's why I am emphasizing it on so much then ahankar or ego is of three kinds that is satvika Bhutadi or Tamsa or Tajisa. So that is Rajas. That is similar to Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So ego consists of is have three parts, three types. Then जो हमारा mind है manas, that manas arises from the sattvic ahankar and mahat is the manas is the central and subtle sense organ. Then comes the buddhi and then prakriti. So from that, 23 creations are created. I'll just share it with you. So first, the Prakriti is there, then Mahat, Mahat se Ahankar, Ahankar mein then Manas, then fourth is Manas, then total five sense organs that we know, smell, touch, taste, all that, then motor organs, then Tanmantras and Mahabhutas. And finally, 25th is the Purusha. So, in this, the 25 principles are created. Are you able to understand whatever I'm sharing? Yeah. So, the first thing that was created is this. And as I told that, the Tajisa was the Rajasic portion. It it was a Rajasic portion, so it created knowledge and action. Tamsa resulted in another subtle elements. So in this, I'm telling you the creation of the universe. Some firstly there was nothing. Then he through his Maya that he created the Mahat Tattva, and then Mahat Tattva in turn created the sense organs, motor organs, ahankar, everything. Then the illustrious one, that is Lord, looked at space. It came through interaction between time, Maya, and his portion. So, how the space was created? Through the interaction between time, Maya, and a portion of Lord Vishnu. The session might go on for like 45 minutes or more, so please stay with me. A lot of things I have studied and I would like to share it with you all. So, the touch resulted from space. सो फर्स्ट स्पेस कैसे आया टाइम माया और उनके पोर्शन से फिर जो स्पेस ने क्या करा क्रिएशन ऑफ एयर देन स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ स्पेस से एयर वेंट थ्रू मॉडिफिकेशंस एंड इट क्रिएटेड द तन्मंत्रा ऑफ form of light then light came then interaction between air and light began and then water and taste were created after that after water and taste smell was created and in that all the elements started so in this hierarchy each and every thing started being created then uh, all the divinities and everyone are started to create so I'll share this in the next chapter also now the I hope the creation was being understood by you all All right. So it's 7:39. I just pause the session for some time and we. All right. So till here I explained about the creation and the types of creation. Yes, yes, sir. I was skeptical, skeptical, skeptical that you might be sleeping. Then he is telling about the Virat Purush. I already explained about the Virat Purush to you all in the previous sessions of ours, but I'll just share this again about the lokas and how basically the whole body of Lord Vishnu is consisting of the lokas, the 14 lokas, the upper and the lower, and the middle one is the earth, like that. So I'll share the tab here. So below is the Bhulok, Bhulok, and above that is, then this is the Meru Parvat, and then above that is Swarlok, Maharlok, Janalok, and Taplok, and finally the Brahmalok. This is the upper portion, and the lower portion I'll share. This is the Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, and Patal, and finally the Sheshnags is there last. So this is the Garbhodaka. This is the whole universe, and it is actually, I told you in the last session, it is just associated with each and every body part of Lord Vishnu, and that is the Virat Purush Swarup. So yeah, I'll not share it here. It's quite elaborate. So this was the about the Virat Swarup. Now Vidur asked Maitreya that please tell us about how it was created. So we discussed that how universe a bit, that universe was nothing first, then Mahat created, Maya came, then Mahat came, then all the creations started. So after that, Vidur asked that who was the lord of Prajapatis, and describe the earth to me. Tell me about Nashkarmya. Tell me about all the creatures and their occupations and the principles that is surrounding the earth, and what is the need for an association between Guru and Shishya. So all these questions are being asked by Vidur, and then it would be answered now. So what is the need of association? How many ways the tattva are withdrawn? So we knew that तत्व को कैसे withdraw करना है. So in all these questions are now being answered by Maitreya. So Maitreya says this is the next chapter, that is the next shloka is now here. That's why I took a break. So now is the starting of the creation. So Maitreya is telling that the lineage of Puru, matlab Puru Vansh, should be indeed served by those who are virtuous. Now it starts with the Kumaras, that are the Sanat Kumars. Sanat Kumars are basically when Brahmaji created progeny, the first creations were Sanat Kumars. But Sanat Kumars attained so much knowledge from Brahmaji that they devoted themselves to Lord Vishnu, and they did not, uh, they were created for progeny in the earth, but they did not choose to do that, and they followed the path of knowledge and bliss towards him. So Sanat Kumar, after Sanat Kumar, uh, the knowledge was passed on to Samkhyana. Samkhyana was a sage, and now I'll start that. Yeah. So सनत कुमार को जब ब्रह्मा जी ने नॉलेज दिया, that is being told here, the sages with the Sanat Kumars at the forefront desired to know about the truth. And the this was the started by the original god, that is Sankarshana. Anyone knows about Sankarshana? Bhagwan Sankarshana? No. So the Sankarshana is actually Sheshnag only. I'll share here. I hope you're able to see my tabs. I have not closed any. So in the Bhagavat Puran, Shesh is known as the Sankarshana. He is the one who teaches Sanat Kumar. So Sankarshana is the tamasic energy of Narayana himself and is said to live deep within the layers of Patal, where there are many serpents with gem on their heads. So it is the Sheshnag. And yes, okay. In the first few chapters of Purana, it is also said that the Sankarshana preaches Bhagavata to the four Sanat Kumars. These are the four Sanat Kumars: Sanak, Sanandana, Sanatana, or Sanat Kumar. So these are the four Kumaras, those who were taught by about everything about the Bhagavatam through Sankarshana. And then at some point, the message was passed to sage Maitreya, who turned in preached it to Vidur. So this is what we are talking about. And you were right, Jyotsna ji. Sankarshana is also one of the four viewers or primitive form of Vishnu. So other than Vasudev, Pradyumna, and Anirudh, Sankarshana is one of the four forms of Vishnu ji that we were discussing. All right. Then Sanat Kumar followed the dharma of nirvritti. Nirvritti is detachment from everything. So then the Sanat Kumar told this to Sankhyana. Sankhyana is the foremost sage, and then he said this to Pulastya. Then Pulastya gave this knowledge to Parashar, and finally Parashar is the father of Vedvyas. So he told this knowledge to Vedvyas. In this way, the whole chain of knowledge came. Now I'm talking about the Brahmaji. This begins with, I hope you're able to listen to me. So this begins with Lord Vishnu. I'm just reciting it as it is. His eyes were closed in sleep, but not yet completely closed. He was alone, asleep, on a bed consisting of the Sheshnag. At that time, he was in bliss within his own self. He slept in the waters for 1000 aggregates of the four yugas, that is 1000 Mahayugas. He saw the world within his own dark body. He saw that the subtle elements were inside him. What was inside him was stirred by the rajas. This guna followed time and was struck by it. This struck it emerged from the area around the navel. Navel पे struck हुआ, and the bud of a lotus flower appeared suddenly, urged by the time to undertake the action. So I hope you're listening. With his own rays, this illuminated the extensive waters. He was in the waters and Shir Sagar mein, and he's in the with Sheshnag, and at that time it was dark. But when the it struck, the Rajas struck, and it brightened the whole ocean. Vishnu entered the universal lotus. So he entered the lotus, and it was imbibed with radiance with all the gunas. I know this is a bit confusing, uh, but be with me. And then in that form, the from the lotus emerged the creator. That is, in this form, Brahmaji was created. The Vedas are incarnated in him, and he therefore we call him Swayambhu. Now he was located at the stalk of the lotus. Brahmaji. Now we are talking about Brahmaji, that he could not see anything. So he glanced in the four directions and therefore his four heads emerged. Then he was not able to understand that where am I, from where I am originating, who am I, ये क्या है, world में क्या चल रहा है. So he tried to go in the below of the lotus, then through the bud he tried to travel through the lotus and see the beginning कि कहाँ से start हो रहा है. But the lotus bud was such long, infinite, that he was not able to see what's beneath that. So what he did, he started meditating and he saw inside his Atman what is going on and how I am created. So he restrained his mind and went into Samadhi Yoga. He engaged in yoga and saw a being lying alone on Sheshnag, and gems were there on the hood of Nag, and his beauty was amazing. Krishna ji's. Um, the golden peaks are a store of beautiful herbs garlanded with trees. The bamboos are like arms and trees are like legs. The length and breadth measure of his body encompass the whole three worlds. He was attired in colorful divine ornaments and silk garments. His beauty was rendered even more beautiful by the ornaments and garments. So Brahmaji, through his meditation, was able to see the form of Lord Vishnu and how he is being seated and how Sheshnag is embellished with the gems. So, in this way, Brahmaji saw Vishnuji, and then he started praying to Lord Vishnu that I have got to know you today. And after a long time, because Brahmaji was also fasting and he was meditating, so after a long time he was able to see Lord Vishnu. And now he's praying to him that you are supreme, but appear differently because of Maya and the mixture of gunas. But you will not be respected by the one who are evil, and you will be they will go to towards hell, and but the devotees will always be in your feet and they will never be separated from you. So like that, in that way he was praying to Vishnuji. Then he is telling that through your favors I'm an instrument. Brahmaji is an instrument for the creation of the three worlds, and I bow down to you. All of your creation is inside your stomach. Now that the yoga of your sleep is over and your eyes are open like lotuses, you are alone who brings happiness to the power of sattva. Now he is telling him everything, that he's praying to him, he's praising Lord Vishnu. Brahmaji is praising Lord Vishnu after understanding what is happening. The whole universe is black and he is there on the Sheshnag, on the waters, and only he is illuminated, and through him Brahmaji is there. So he is just awestruck by the view, and he starts to pray in this manner, what I am narrating to you all. So Maitreya is narrating this, no? So through his austerities, learning, meditation, he saw, Brahmaji saw the source of his creation. And then after exhausting, because he constantly was praying, स्तुतियां चल रही थी उनकी विष्णु जी के प्रति, so he stopped. And then Krishna ji tells that, O Ved Garbh, this is an amazing word, Ved Garbh, जिसके गर्भ में, जिसके अंदर वेद है, that is Brahma ji, he is the Ved Garbh. You do not, you exert yourself for the sake of creation. So Vishnu ji is telling Brahma ji that आप creation के लिए exert करो, creation चालू करो, perform austerities again, and resort to me for knowledge, and through this you will see everything that is displayed. मतलब आप पूरा वर्ल्ड देख पाओगे जो कि मेरे हार्ट में है और आपके भी हार्ट में है. When you meditate with devotion, you will see me pervading the world, and the worlds in yourself and in me. You are the first Rishi, and the sense of Rajas Gun will not bind you down, even when you are creating the subjects. So, for only him, he will not be, uh, it will not bind Brahmaji, even though he is the first progenitor, he is the creator. Because your mind is firmly fixed on me. I am not, and you have already understood that I am not attached to any bhutas, sense, guna, or ego. I am nirgun. I am the supreme granter of boons, and I yield all the object of desire. If a man always praises me using the words you have used in your prayer and worships me, I will swiftly show him my favors. I am myself is the control of all Atmans. I am the most loved of everything that is loved. One should only be attached to me. The body and everything else are loved for the reason alone. All the Vedas are vested in your Atman, that is Brahmaji, and your Atman has been generated from my Atman. Create the subjects who are inside me so that everything is it as it is used to be earlier. So, like that, the creator told this to Lord Brahmaji, and then he vanished. So this was the instruction to Vishnu, to Brahmaji through Vishnuji, that you have to create. So then Brahmaji started. I'll be telling you about the creations and Parmanu, and after that I will end the session here. So finally we completed. Like after this, we'll be able to complete the third skand. It was quite a long portion. I'll also share the website from where I am learning this. Along with this, I am quite researching a lot of things here. So now I'll be telling you the story of creation. So Brahmaji's austerity is enhanced, his knowledge stabilized, his Atman, and urged to act by the Lord himself, he entered the bud of the lotus, and then it was one, and then he divided that into three and later into 14. So I told na 14 lok bane. So he divided that into 14 loks. Who? Brahmaji. Then the universe is Brahman established in Vishnu's Maya. It is divided by the Lord into time, and which does not have any embodied form. Time का कोई form नहीं है. This exactly This is exactly as it used to be in past, and it will be same in the present and the future. Now there are 9 different kinds of creations resulting from Prakriti and Vikriti. So I'll tell you the name what is Prakriti. So creation due to Prakriti is interpreted that creation that takes place outside the cosmic egg, and what creation takes inside is called the Vikriti. So creation is started, then Mahat, then I told you this Mahat and Ahankar and all the subtle elements, then Vaikarika. All this I told you in the previous stuff, previous chapter, chapter number 2. I told about Satvika, Bhutadi, Tajisa. All this is repeated again. Then fifth creation was Vaikarika. Sixth creation was Tamas. Then intelligence created from it. Then sixth creation resulted from Prakriti, hear, sense, taste, smell, see. Then intelligence. Then all the now the seventh creation was the herbs, fruits, creepers, hollow plants, and trees. Then all these draw the nourishment through from below. मतलब autotrophs हैं ये सारे. First the autotrophs were created. Then came the ignorant, full of tamas. They were cow, goat, buffalo. All the entities he's describing every entity written. Birds came, lizards, makar, saras, swan, goose. Every all the creations are being narrated here, and then finally creation of gods of 8 types, that are vibhudas. Vibhudas are जिनको जो learned है. Then ancestors, Asur, Gandharv, Apsara, Siddha, Yaksh, Rakshas, and Charanas. These all were created. In this way, the macro level creation was done. Now, the micro level creation is about the Parmanu and the ultimate particle, that is atom. And I'll just share this. Too much technical. Mm, two Parmanus make up one Anu, and three Anus are said to constitute a Trasarenu. This can then time required to occupy Trasarenus is called a Thruti. 100 Thruti is called a Veda. Three Vedas are Lava, then Nimesha, Kshana, um, Laghu, Nadika, Prahara, Yama, Angula, uh, Yama, Pala, Angula, Masha. So then Pakshar, Shukla and Krishna. Then Ritu, 2 months make up one Ritu. 6 months make a Ayana, and there are two Ayanas, Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. So we know that Uttarayana just passed on 14th. Then an Ayana is said to be a day for the residents of heaven, and 12 months constitute an year. 100 years are lifespans of humans. There are three periods of Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Idavatsara, Anuvatsara, and Vatsara. And this is the power behind every creation. He is the one who moves in the sky and extend all the elements. So in this way, uh, the time was created. I hope you were able to understand. This is the almost the last portion of Skanda 3, but I was not able to complete Skanda 4 because it's too much, a lot of knowledge, and I don't want you to be overwhelmed with such knowledge. I hope taking it slow is fine for you all. With that, I come to the end of the session, and thank you for joining. We will meet on next Sunday.